And Life just kind of floating with this one. Awaiting where Pico is going to try to turn on it. Nothing doing here. As Pico waits maybe a little bit too long. Here's Life with boost in the tank as well. Goes ceiling high and rushed it, realizing that Cooper was there on it, and was able to kind of deny here as Dino up to Life. Now he'll play it off the ceiling. Extra touch there for timing. What a play, but somehow just a little bit wide of the net.
Just a bit off, and now on the other side, the Panthers are trying to capitalize as no one has boost. X-Sync not able to get the scoop, but Life able to find it through one. The 50 is going to go towards the net. Life has to dive at it, able to make that save. Still in harm's way as X makes a good dive, timing into the corner, but Pico is there, back towards the middle. Life is just once again, puts this one off to the side.
Life will again extend this time here on the offensive side as timing will do the same. Denied. It doesn't look like anybody's back. You got to dive for it. Pico eventually swung around. It wasn't a spot where they were comfortable with. Pico low on boost, leaves it for Exy. Will go off the corner, looking for a teammate, but he'll find Dino instead as he'll shield it and punch it directly back out. Here with 2:30 left, still remains scoreless. Maybe temporarily, though, as the Franklin Panthers are finding challenges. Finally, a big clear.
Trying to find the Panthers off balance. Life went for a deep shot, not able to find the first one on. Save in front of the net. It's a little bit of a scramble now as they pass it over to the 50. Trying to find it. Pico cuts it. A beautiful cut there. Is Life already on the pre-jump, but it goes over to Coop. Tries putting it on. It's a pass. It's a shot. It's a goal! He's able to sneak this one in. A beautiful shot by X-Sync.
Staying on the play, realizing Life was going to chomp at it. Coop had set this one up, and X-Sync he realized the timing was going to jump up and challenge. You got to put the ball on target, but also not in a way that's shooting it into your opponent. Great job to find the exact right spot for that, to be able to bullseye it top pins and give them the 1-0 lead.
This is going to be awkward here for Pico as it just roller coasters all its way around in front of the net. Life still on the ball, not able to get that one there. As it's a fake by both teams, leaves it. So Coop passing it over to Pico, throws it a little too far, so Life is able to jump on this one, trying to bump him off, not able to get there. It's a pass. Dino not able to find the shot as Coop is able to make the save. It goes over to timing, who has no boost. It's going to get demoed for their efforts. Coop on the ball, a lot of space. Life trying to calculate this one out. It's a good save as Dino was also there. And the redirect won't be able to find it on target, but puts this one a long ways into the Panthers' side.
X-Sync did a good job of realizing where Life was up in the ceiling to try to challenge this one. They'll go back and forth. Look at this tic-tac-toe, but shut down by Pico. Good read and defensive play.
Pico read the three-man weave from the beginning, and you can see him making the turn to get that final save. A beautiful read from this Panthers defense, who has now come alive. They're standing tall. The demo comes out on Coop. It has a lot of area, but Pico very quickly to that one. So Dino floats this one in over to Life, who has a lot of boost, but Coop does a good job forcing it off their car. Another 50 comes out. It's going to go back into the Passion side, into this final minute of play. Goes up top once again, but not able to get the save off the backboard as Dino finds a nearly impossible angle.
It was fantastic. Knew that Coop couldn't quite get to it. That's just knowing about range and then confidence once you see him miss, knowing that you set it up in that exact space for a reason, and then being able to tap it down. Just classic training pack type play that all started with a intelligent play of where you put it off the back wall. Well done.
Oh my. A beautiful job just waiting out this defense as X-Sync immediately finds another lead, has the flip reset in hand, waits for timing to start making their jump as they waited so long to make a play. A beautiful job by Franklin Panthers and X-Sync themselves on the solo play.
Huge for the Panthers, and they want another one too. I don't think timing can get back to it. Post, X-Sync as well. Oh my, Passion walk away with a little bit of ball luck. Live still wants it up top, but Coop will shut it down in midfield as well.
Coop re-jumped that before Life even went into the air. He knew exactly where he wanted to go, and now Coop on the ball once again. Might get bumped off, but has the control, flicks it up top. It's going to be off the backboard. No one's able to make that first read, but timing puts their car perfectly in position. And with 10 seconds left, X-Sync once again into the sky, very slowly, kills a lot of time. Is just trying to dribble this around, but Life has a full tank, gets absolutely slammed off the ball. They want to kill this ball down. There's no boost anywhere, and the Panthers sneak away with game number 3.
Heated battle between these two, and Franklin Panthers look extremely comfortable going up against a literal pro on the opposite side of this pitch. I mean, it's been incredible to see them. They've done it all from early leads to to playing exactly how you want to play and be confident in that. And even when you get scored on with some of the best in the game here in North America, you still see them battle back, answer back immediately after a goal there from Passion FC. These are the things that you absolutely have to do to get the job done against this team. They've been able to do it. Their full team effort has been a little bit stronger, whereas Passion FC, they've had the 1-2-3 passing, yes, but that's even been read by the Panthers as well. So both of these teams pretty equal in that department, leading us to the Panthers having a lead in this series. What a series it's been already.
It's unbelievable as we move into game number 4 now. Panthers having a lot of momentum as they took the last 2, but you can't count out Passion FC just quite yet, as there's still a lot of Rocket League to be played. And you've seen a lot of the potential on some of these plays. They've just been a little bit off, but same with the Panthers. They hit the post 2 times, even with the lead, to try finding the dagger. Both of these teams are just a hair off from absolutely opening up the gaskets as Pico takes it around everyone and finds a goal within 5 seconds.
That extra little touch squeaked it out to Pico. And although it was there, and Life tried to swing around to get the save too, found the exact right spot to label the Franklin Panthers. Man, oh man, this is a team that says we're actually going to be the favorites coming in, it feels like. That's how it's played out this far. They've been around everything, been able to deny. But we'll have their hands full with this next challenge, and again, Pico comes up with a big save.
Just an incredibly patient play from all of the Panthers, just waiting for Life to make that move. And then they had someone covering each part of the angle. So as Coop has no boost though, Life able to find it all the way around. Even though they weren't able to find it the first time, it drained out a lot of resources and they were able to find the follow-up.
Coop just unfortunately found the ball behind him, so there's nothing you can do at that point except for watch it be tapped into the back of the net. It's all created by what Passion was able to throw out in front of the play, making them dead even here at 1. Just 30 seconds in, a couple of goals back-to-back. These teams have been going goal for goal outside of Passion FC. If you're just joining us, the Game 1 runaway at the tail end. Franklin Panthers had the 2-0 lead, 6 goals in a row from Passion FC, but their goal scoring has been quite quiet ever since.
And it just feels like both teams have got a feeling out for each other now. The first game was more of that feeling out process, as both teams were going for a lot of things that they aren't really going for anymore. They're really just trying to slow it down, looking for each other, and it feels like each goal now has came off of an assist. It's very rare that we've seen a solo play, besides the dagger from X-Sync last game, to find the winner on that one.
Agreed. They're looking a lot more confident coming in. Both teams really are. Found their stride at timing. Right back down. Able to find it, but Life will direct that one on target, and X-Sync will swat it away. As Cube goes ceiling high. Has Pico there for the shot taken, but Life tracks it down and able to push it over to the corner. Timing will play it off the wall, but Pico the only one found there, but a good read from them to punch it right back in for Passion FC.
Just a great read by Dino. They knew that they're looking for that passing play, so what's a great way to counter it? You start cheating a little bit more as you're trusting the rest of your defense, and you're getting those big bangs and setting yourself up deep into the Franklin side. But Franklin coming all the way back as timing doesn't have the angle on it, so Coop's going to go up top. Bumped off, so Life has a free ball. It's just going to send this a little bit behind Dino, who is awkward to it, but now able to get it. The passing play over to Life, looking for it off the post. Timing's there. A good cut by Pico to save a potential goal.
And Krupa is right off this too. Look, as they have no hesitation off of these certain sequences. X-Sync will take the shot. Denied again. And Coop now will shadow it and push it right back in. Good read to sustain this pressure. It continues here for Franklin Panthers, doing everything right and just making Passion FC go east to west.
As Pico looking for the double off the side. Won't be able to get it as Dino gets that 50. Life gets 50'd. It might go into their net. Timing has to make a good save. Able to find it. Trying to find the 50 here. Goes all the way across where it's going to find Life, who has 50 boosts. Trying to work their way in. Gets a control touch. The 50 just goes off to the side. Gets thrown back in front of the net. A good save there by Coop. Dino next one up. Puts this one up to themselves. Might have the drop down pass. Wants to take it themselves. Not able to find the double. As a good clear by X-Sync. Going to just put this one into their corner.
From there, Life finding the senior in timing, who takes that shot as well. Pico is in a dangerous spot there, but Life knew not to challenge in. It's much more beneficial, especially in this high-paced game that we've seen so far, to be able to rotate out. That's what we see. It's minute 39 left, dead even at 1. And that means the Franklin Panthers, if they score Probably one more if they hold on, find a lead here. They're threatening game and match and championship point, which is insane to me. Love what they've been able to put together. But a minute 24 still left in this game.
A misfire there from Dino, so Pico is able to jump on this one over to Coop. He has a good first touch, goes back towards the middle, the back pass, and good touch is just going to send this all the way back as X-Sync, now full tank, trying to go up top against Life. 50 comes out, dead neutral, goes over to Dino, the shot's on, but it gets put off to the sidewall where Coop's going to be able to take this one with a full tank. Up top, has the dribble, the back wall, a good read by Timing, puts this one over to Dino. We're going chance for chance now as the speed is starting to pick up. Who's this going to favor?
Yeah, it looks like the Panthers are not even uncomfortable at all whenever it beats. In fact, they look better. They look more organized, look more critical minded in making the right plays whenever the pace does kind of speed up. So it's hard to say. Immediately I would say that it would favor Passion FC. But just has not been the case so far as we had 30 seconds left in this game.
X-Sync looking for the 50. It's going to go in front of the net. It's very awkward, so Coop's up early. Just escorts that to the corner, but not able to find that second touch, so Timing's able to get the 50. It's going back towards the middle. X-Sync has a good first touch, but Dino is there, drops this one on target, not fast enough, so Pico gets a booming clear back into the corner with 10 seconds left. Life able to catch this one, trying to go up top. Coop with a good read. Dino needs to make a save, able to find it, goes off to the sidewall. It's a demo. The shot's not on, though, as Timing's up for the pre-jump. It goes in front of the net, but drops down. Who knows if that was on target, but we got an overtime.
Overtime we go. There was an opportunity there, but a demo from Passion FC was huge because Franklin Panthers, they were lurking and had a prime opportunity to be able to close it out and go to championship point. They still do. Now at overtime it looms. And we see which team can be bold enough to take the risks. We've seen lots and lots of conservative style plays in overtime, but maybe a little bit too aggressive here from Passion FC, as they absolutely had to slow that down and play it back in. But Life's got the foot reset. They're a little slow to get back up to this one too. And luckily for them, Life lost the handle.
And you're just seeing early, whenever Life is going up, they're having someone challenge it early. As now they're looking for the bump, able to find two, but fights their way through. The shot's on. A great diving save by X-Sync. Just forces this away as Timing puts this one back towards the middle. Pico needs a big clear, able to find it. Coop's there, has boost, and gets 50'd out back towards the middle. Who's going to be the next one there? Life puts this one up top, looking for the bump, not able to find it, so Pico puts this one a long way, but Coop takes control. Dino with no boost. The boost is not spawning for him just quite yet, so Pico's able to 50 this one into the corner. Timing up top, needs to find the clear, has low boost, finds one more. Back into the sidewall as X-Sync finds a good cut. It's up top, trying to find a bump. Nothing to be found.
Wow, played that well. Got beat to the boost and still hung with it. Was Dino, as this one will find its way towards the box. They don't want to risk it. There's a tap out here for Passion. That one's going to fall in again. Directed there. Just a little bit wide, though. Now they'll have numbers the other way. Here comes Dino, right? Trying to find it. The drag, too. Look for the bump. It's not there, but Timing right back into it. A slow play. The bouncer will work here for Passion FC. They do break through with an overtime winner in game number 4.
And sometimes the best shot is the changeup, as X-Sync is pre-jumping this, expecting anything except for the slow roller. A beautiful shot to just take that. We got ourselves such a great series as the best of 7 turned into the best of 5 to turn into the best of 3. Unbelievable stuff we're getting here in the finals.
Yeah, and I'm not even so, you can't convince me that Life didn't actually get a touch there immediately afterwards to actually play it off the exact right angle of the car of Passion FC to get that final overtime goal. It's a matter of inches here. Like, literally, this grand finals has been that close. The shot count heavily favoring Passion FC, but that shows that the Panthers, no matter what's coming up against them, no matter what their adversary throws at them, they've been finding solutions. But Passion FC, again, a big goal to counteract what Panthers were able to do last game with a big goal of their own. So both of these teams showing that they both are considered titans here and stay plugged in. Carry2College, and we go back to work. Even ground. It's going to be basically a best of 3 in order to win the series at this point in time, now that we're even at 2.
Unbelievable stuff. Passion FC battling their way back. We're loading into the next map now, and we're going to just jump straight into the action after a high impact overtime. Both teams had a lot of great chances. You saw a lot of them from the Panthers side as well. they just weren't able to cash in. With no boost, the Passion side was able to make some tall stands, and they're going to have to try doing that again. As now, going up top, Coop finds the 50. It's going towards the net. It goes in! And Coop finds the first goal 12 seconds in.
How? I don't understand. Okay, the read's there, right? But then you come back down, and of course, they're diving for this one. Did he get that extra touch, or it might have been a known goal? Either way, you definitely take it for the Panthers. Yeah, it looks like timing actually kind of knocked into that ball. So, unfortunate start there from Passion, but they were desperate off the kickoff. Franklin Panthers strike again.
This one off the sidewall. Dino just puts this one all the way in. Not able to get there, though. Life 50 all the way into the corner. It's going to be an awkward bounce as it goes back towards the net. Timing first save. Trying to find any bumps. It doesn't need it as the net was vacated off of that save. No one was able to get back. And now Franklin doubling up their lead. 28 seconds into game number 5.
Yeah, just that presence alone from X-Sync just throws everything off. It's, you know, is he going to get out of the way? Is he going to go for my teammate so I can step into play and make the bump instead? You just, when you put yourself in that position, you're literally just throwing your opponents for a loop. So fantastic job from them. It might be a third here as well. Yeah, it is. Coop will break through once more. Second of the game, it's 3-0 Franklin Panthers.
And this one is just a great shot. Dino has to use everything they have, but has no boost, so that's the best touch that they can do. You can just try bouncing it into the post and hoping for the best. Post on their favor on that one, bounces in. With 4:22 left to play, Panthers are just putting on a clinic right now as they get around the demo, trying to find another. Pico up top has a good amount of boost. A good 50 by Life, but it goes to X-Sync. Goes this one up top. Dino, awkward, so Timing's going to have to jump in, but gets a great clear here.
That senior leadership here from Timing. Looking to establish something with it, but now you see them at midfield looking for it as well. X-Sync's got the foot reset, goes over their head. What a save from Life. That's a big goal. Remember, if they come back in this game, because that was a tough one to reach out and get.
Yeah, that's a world-class save right there, as Life is going to have to jump into this one. A little bit of a team bump on the backside, so it's going to give them an opportunity, but a good first touch. X-Sync needs to dive at this one, forces it over to the corner where Life has full boost. It's dangerous, looking for the pass, fakes it up top, can't get back to it as Coop just puts this one off to the side. X-Sync brings it back in, flips it up top. No one with any boost, so they can't dive. Goes back to the corner. A good fake there by Pico. Puts this one down, looking for the pinch, but they're just going to elect to play this one for themselves.
Timing will get it over to the Life. Just directed it in just enough passion. Look at the late flip and the bump. What a play, Life!
Just a world-class shot from a world-class player as Life puts it up for themselves and just says, you know what? I ain't giving you any chance to get at that one. But Pico on the back end, a great diving effort, almost saves that one. But the one-on-one opportunity goes in Life's favor.
It's like if you get one of those, you know what I'm saying? Like you get a late flip into a flick, you know, and then get that extra touch, that's impressive. But to do that and then keep the boost going to somehow regain your momentum enough to get out to get the bump was impressive. And so to see him do both was absolutely filthy. Whether this is why you see him on M80, but look at that pass for X-Sync. Back post, read by Timing.
Beautiful read by them. I don't know how they read that in time. It was a powerful shot, but just a great positional stop as Dino gets the 50. It's still in front of the net. Needs to get this over one. Able to find it. Pico has half a tank. Goes up top, trying to find the shot, but Dino's there. Good turn away. Life trying to turn defense into offense. Throws this one a little bit too far. Can't get the shot on.
Now it's just a pinch play there from X-Sync to kill more time off the clock. They realize that this Passion FC team can heat up in an instant. Pico dives in, big strong play, and a dunk will make it 4-1.
This is a good first stop by Dino too, but unfortunately lands on their teammate and is in position to just have it ramp into their net. If they land any other way, another 50 probably forces that one out. It's just very unlucky the way that they land there. But Pico takes control of a full tank, looking for a double touch. It's in the center, but there's no follow-up just quite yet.
Life now will try a follow-up on the Passion FC side. But it's read by Pico as they settle in. Coops got space to work with. Timing was being chased off with a bump. Did not feel the pressure, though, in time. Pico will just chop at it. Now Life back up. Gonna look for the extra touch, but X-Sync will deny. And that's a play you don't usually go for it in the corner, but you realize that you have to from X-Sync, who was low on boost and stayed in the corner to make it difficult. Now Coops after it, but Life will shut him down as well.
Pass goes back towards the middle. Who's going to be the next one there? It's going to be Timing, who puts this one a long way with a minute 40 left. Passion not out of it quite yet, but they need to find something soon. As Pico, a misfire, it's going to go up top. Dino with the fake, it's going to go over to Life, who's able to find a save. It's still in front of the net. The 50 comes out. Life's there. Puts this one around one, but Coop, another good save, and puts that one a long way.
That was incredible play. Threading needle after needle there was Life with those crafty, tiny touches to put it around and almost get a goal out of basically nothing after that touch. But is all this effort in vain? Because Franklin Panthers have built and established this lead. They have not looked back since. They surrendered one goal from Passion FC, but we're down to a minute play. They still got this 3-goal lead.
Yes, 2 goals insurance and then 1-4 to force an overtime. But Xing has an opportunity. Dino, good stab at that. Make sure that the shot is not on. Dino has to go up top, full tank, 48 seconds left. They're looking for anything, pushes the pace as Life, good shot, but Coop once again, another good save. Coop still in position, rips that one away from Life, able to find the 50. Xing is gonna get bumped off. The back pass, a demo comes out, but Timing, not enough boost to find the shot on.
Xing still in the play, kills more time here. Franklin Panthers have taken to the #1 team that was perfect throughout. They were not. In fact, they've surrendered 2 in this game alone. About to be 3. Life, not able to find that one either. Man, oh man, it speaks to just how the series has turned on its head in favor of the Franklin Panthers.
And it's just one of those things that, you know, everything has been going just right for the Panthers this game, and the 4th defender comes up big at the end, as another 50 is going to end this game all the way down. Panthers finding themselves on double match point.
Got to be feeling themselves at this point in time. I mean, it's been excellent all across the board, and not taking away from Dino, not taking away from Timing. They've shown themselves, but they didn't have any shots whatsoever. So I'm shocked that it was just Life on the Passion FC side that we're the only one that took a shot. When that happens, as good as you are as a team, all 3 of you, it becomes predictable, where you know where the next opportunity is going to come from, and therefore you're able to deny. And in Life, those 6 shots came off of just like coming out of thin air, creating chances that honestly did not exist. So he's been incredible. But at the same time, if you're Passion FC, you got to be able to find at least some challenges and some shots from some other individuals.
One thing I do want to point out, though, is it seems like his game crashed. He is back, so we are good to go for this next game. But one thing I do want to mention for the Panthers is it seems like that's been their game plan, is they're trying to make Timing and Dino awkward. They're just going for demos. They're going for bumps, forcing it onto Life's car. And then when Life goes up, they're pre-jumping him. They're not letting him have any space in the air. It's a great game plan so far. We've been seeing it work out the last couple of games. It's going to be interesting to see how Passion FC adjusts to this, though. They, as you said, they need more shots from everyone. And it could just be long-range shots. Just start peppering the net.
That's it. And then suddenly your opponents will make just one mistake, just one open door is suddenly how all the goals start to flow because of your confidence back. We head to Neo Tokyo for game number 6, as it is do or die time now for this Passion FC team. Franklin Panthers on match point, championship point here at C2C.
A good turn away by Coop. Won't get the save credits for that one. Don't know why. But Xing looking to put this one up top again. Pushing the envelope. Gets this one in deep. Back towards the middle. A fake out by everyone. I believe 4 people went for that one. The ball still in their own momentum. Life just carries this one. Says, thank you for the ball. I will take this coast to coast.
When Life hands you air drags, you roll with it. You take the lead. Passion FC, that extra tiny touch as well to go just to the right side of where your opponent was perfection there. Life, maybe he can carry by himself quite literally, at least in that moment on the solo play. Now off the kickoff as well, make it 2-0. Passion FC says, we're not going anywhere. In fact, we're going to make ourselves known here in this game set.
And this is exactly what we saw last game from Franklin Panthers. 2 goals in 28 seconds from the Franklin side, 2 goals in 29 seconds from the Passion side.
Yeah, exactly. The back-to-back numbers. It's eerie how close these 2 teams are. In back-to-back games, you show back-to-back sequences. As Dino had a little bit of trouble there, said, please help me Timing, and the timing was right. So they are able to kind of launch it out here. And a bump will actually free up some space here for Pico. Looking for the bump, but Dino is all the way on the back wall. Good positioning to be able to get away from this swing and would-be bumper. But Xing back down, will tap it. Can they get to it? No, awkward enough. Franklin Panthers cut the lead in half.
Beautiful shot here. Coop just takes this one up top, floats this one out. X-Sync, once again, the changeup. Everyone is expecting a fast shot. They picked up that changeup. Also works as well. Franklin able to cut the deficit in half. And this is starting to become very eerie to the last game, game number 5. This is playing out almost exactly how it is, just vice versa.
Flipping the scripts in the last game to this one. As people try to find it out, but I know able to punch you back in. If it is an exact replica of the script, that is very good news for Passion FC, who would then have forced to game number 7, and they got room to work with here too. Timing looking for Dino. That's off just a little bit high there as X-Sync able to swing around. No boost in the tank. Life will chop at it here at midfield to push it back in. Forcing a lot of boost out of the tank of Pico, and for him to get an air in touch. Life's got flip reset. Goes over one. Trying to flip his car back, but not in time. It'll head to the corner instead.
Pico able to steal their own boost, so Dino's going to have to back up a lot, but a good shot on, saved it off their own post. Dino's the next one up, going to pop it up for themselves. Pico going to be the first one there, not able to get boost or person or ball, so this one gets put a long way though. Coop up top has a lot of boost, looking for the flip reset, able to get it, slows it down in front of the net, but a good play by Life. The 50 comes out, Dino's over there lurking, the shot's on, another goal for them, and make it back to a 2-goal lead with 3 minutes left to play.
Just a little bit of cherry picking, especially when you realize who's back there and setting you up. Timing was in the right spot, and Pico couldn't quite dive across for it. Passion FC just keeping them at an arm's distance right now. Franklin Panthers, the defense that they found in previous games has still been there. It's just M80 Passion FC. I see Life and I say the name right off the bat. Sorry. They find ways either way to get around this Franklin Panthers defense and get 3 on the board here as they try to march closer here to a game 7.
Just thrown back in front of the net. 50 in front of the net. Another 50 still in front of the net. Life able to cut around one, but that's as far as they go as Coop is going to be able to take it. A shot. It's going to be a pass across, but Pico, no boost, is going to get demoed, but they do steal the boost as Life gets their boost stolen twice, but able to steal it all the way on the Panthers side. As Dino's there, looking for something in the middle, can't find it on target, and puts it a little bit too far, so Life is going to corral it on the other side, floats this one back towards the middle. Good save by Sync there, as it's just bouncing around. A deep clear is going to alleviate some pressure.
Yeah, Franklin Panthers, so they were boostless for an extended period of time. They'll allow X-Sync to get to it. Pico challenges first, and that'll kind of force Life into a situation where they had to play around it. Coop finds it instead and labels one top shelf. They're back within 1.
Just an absolute ripper. A great pass out by Sync. Coop on the hook shot into the corner. Dino, even though they're pre-jumping, can't save the 70-mile-per-hour shot.
Well played. Back within 1, 2 minutes left. Now it starts to linger in the back of your head if you're Passion FC. Have we done enough to be able to steal this game? Oh, another big save. Dives for it. Coop has showed up in so many times in this tournament. May not be a bigger one than that one right there.
That's against a world-class player. Life trying to find the 50 here, gets 50'd out. Timing's going to be the next one up. Going to go up top, has a flip reset, gets forced off the ball on one. Dino the shot, going to go high. Life is there, flip reset for themselves.
No.
Has the second touch, still has the flip reset, going to float it on. It's off the post. Who's going to be next there? It's going to be Pico, who puts this one a long way. Dino has a full tank, is going to get bumped off though, but able to put this one in deep.
You know, in NBA Jam, whenever you have your character go up and just do like all sorts of spins, super slow, and then it's slammed on. I thought that's what was going to happen with Life. Maybe aging myself there because obviously old game, but like, holy cow, that was almost incredible from them. Don't have time to look out. X-Sync the shot a little bit high. Follow up there from Pico. Saved by Life.
Life came diving across to make sure that they keep that lead, trying to force this one in deep. Dino off the corner looking for a teammate, able to find it. A beautiful shot by Life. A great pass into a great finish.
Excellent work, number 1, to get that flick off and then just set your boy back up. He knows exactly where it was. Put it far aside, tucks it in, perfect placement on the shot, 4-2.
As we move into the final 55, Panthers are going to need to look to find something off the kickoff. They have found it before. It's going to go in favor of them. Just a little too high. X-Sync needs to get there as Pico puts this one off to the side. People are pre-jumping as Sync puts us back to the corner. 40 seconds remain and they're stuck on their own half.
Coop is trying to find something, a solution. Just turn his car to win that 50-50. That's a start. X-Sync back into you. It will also take the fact that they're bumping each other. You sneak it in. 32 seconds left. They're back within 1 now.
take it any way that they come. It's been the motto of the day for these two teams, as Timing gets bumped into an awkward position onto the back wall, not able to get there, as Dino just a little bit too far for that one. New breath of air with 30 seconds remaining.
And they've been good off these kickoffs too. Look out for trying to play, and sure enough, Xing was there for it. Now Coop will swing in, but not able to beat Life, as he will kill more time. As Life has been excellent in this one. Sniped it from a great spot there. It's starting to feel like we're going to a Game 7 here.
Only one way to do it. The best of 7 turned into a best of 5, turned into the best of 3. Why not make it into a best of 1? A beautiful job by Life there to just keep the pressure on, even though it looked absolutely covered. Finds the small hole and just threads the needle.
No bigger time to pull up that one too. Both of these teams have been excellent. I mean, if you're a college watching right now, you're in heaven. Lots of players to choose from. Lots of seniors and juniors in this one as well. Prime season. Every single player's been relevant. Everyone's been doing their jobs, and it's been close both ways. But even still, when the Franklin Panthers were in a good spot, it doesn't matter. We had a Game 7 here in the championship of C2C 2026.
As we move into the final Rocket League match of the day, no better way of doing this. We got some amazing matchups today. After seeing the matchup, everyone kind of expected Passion just run away with this one. Panthers putting in a lot of fight, and more importantly, they've had the series lead quite often. They have a great chance here to show colleges what they're made of. They've already done a phenomenal job of that.
Yeah, exactly. They led the charge. They set the tone, and that's all you can really ask already. Except, and then you saw this happen, though, and then you're like, well, maybe that's not all I can ask. How much further can you push? Like, it's a team that is incredible. And it's awesome, because what we're seeing in real time here, Puma, is players on this pitch that are actually pushing themselves to be the best version of themselves in live time. How many other opportunities do you get out there where that is the case? It's amazing.
I can't think of too many more opportunities that you can have, as all these 6 players are going to hit the pitch one last time for today. $700 on the line. Who's going to walk away with the grand prize? Who's going to walk away with the 300? And who's going to walk away as the most impressive player of today?
Starts now. Game 7. Championship life on the line for both teams now. Double match point for Franklin Panthers. Passion FC was able to force us here. In a good fashion, too. It was Life that was huge in that last series. That one pretty close there. Franklin Panthers able to dig it off and clear the zone. But Passion FC trying to ride off of what they were able to do in Game 6.
Coop is able to collect this one. Is going to get 50'd out by Life, but it's going to go over to Xing. He's going to push it into the corner. Good touch by Dino, puts us back to the mid pitch, but it goes as far as there, so Life takes control off the ceiling. Has one more flip, looking for the pass. The shot's on! A brilliant shot by Timing off of a phenomenal pass from Life.
Life ceiling high, waited, and then it was a quick flick as well. Didn't try to flip, reset, and then pass. When you understand that your teammate's in a spot to actually do some damage and you can't hesitate, that recognition is next level. 1-0 Passion FC.
Good kickoff. Coop looking for the 50. It's going to be awkward here as it stays at the mid pitch. The shot is on. Pico is going to get saved on Life, but needs to get a one more touch. Able to find it. Has a little bit of boost to follow this as well. It's going to get bumped off. It's awkward. Who's going to be able to get there? Life just keeps pushing it farther and farther in, but Coop escorts it to the corner.
Pico, unfortunately, slammed it into Coop. He'll just cycle around. Rare opportunity where you actually have time and a mistake like that to be able to reorganize, but the Franklin Panthers were thankful for that opportunity to do so. Xing will try to send it back in. Here's Nino off to the side wall. Now kind of looking for a teammate. Leaves himself upside down, but the demo, that's a big one there from Xing, because that was his intended target off the pitch.
Timing still goes up top, has a flip in hand, but won't be able to do anything with it. Close this one out. Pico just a little bit too far. Dino's able to take control, gets 50 all the way back to the mid pitch off of the corner. Xing able to keep pushing it, but Life's there. Has full boost off the back wall, looking to set themselves up. Goes up top, flip reset, gets 50'd off, so Dino is going to leave this for a teammate. Xing puts us off the backboard. A good save there by, I believe, was Life, who also has full boost. Looking for the headhunter. Goes up top, has some boost, has some... Oh, what a save! Are you kidding me? Fights their way on the goal line and frame perfectly kills it.
Coop again, but look at that dog! Coop is a monster! Goodness, my boy! What else can you not do? First the giant save, and then when it looks like you're lost and giving away possession, no sir, we're gonna dunk it, put it back in 1-1.
A beautiful save on one end, and then a beautiful read on the other, and just does it all from coast to coast, makes the save, makes the goal, makes the equalizer, as Pico puts this one in. Passing play though from Dino, but no one's in the mid pitch, so Coop's able to take control. Good amount of boost, looking for the hook shot, has a fake, able to take control into the corner. One-on-one, back towards the middle. Dino's able to race that one out, puts this one a long way. X able to get this one out. Life is up, fakes it, over to Timing, the pinch, not able to go anywhere, but it's still over to Life, who has no boost.
Yeah, and unfortunately, an awkward sequence it looked like there from Passion FC. Hopefully not falling apart here in this big moment. But Life will punch it back in, so looking to reorganize. They're still tripping over each other. Definitely a rare mistake that we've seen in this tournament so far. Coop right back on it. The man we've been watching since the last sequence was absolutely phenomenal, but they got to look and cover themselves defensively, and they'll be able to do that at least as far as Timing will fight off a chance there from Pico.
No boost is going to be able to find a 50. It's up top to Life. We're trying to get the read off the corner. A beautiful read and an incredible goal to take the lead with 1:52 left to play.
This is insane. Everybody's stepping up. What is that touch? Are you kidding me? Not even Coop could read that play. That's how strong of a read that was. The corner and placed it in the exact right spot for an incredible shot. My goodness. Passion FC back up top.
His Life back on it, looking for another touch, trying to go for the triple, but not able to get there. Coop takes control off to the sidewall, not a lot of boost to work with, looking for the mustard again up top. Life able to force that one to the side. Dino also putting this one on top of Life's car, who goes back up top, looking for another one. A good back check by Pico. The shot's on though, over to Coop, who finds the pass. The 50 comes out. It's awkward here. Good first bump, but Life's on. Has a flip reset in hand, but just puts it a little bit too far, so backs off.
And rightfully so. That's a great time to be able to jump back and realize that they're going to hit it to you anyways. They're going to give you back possession, so let's cycle around, grab some boost, and here they go. But unfortunately, they banked it off a teammate, and Dino was backwards, bumped off it too. His timing. Now it's some physicality coming out, and a chance for Coop. Slow plays it. Saw that Life was on the back wall, tries to jump into it now, and Xing had to adjust, otherwise would have had a prime opportunity. And now Life in a 1v1 situation, but it'll ring off the crossbar, and still Panthers alive.
And that's one that doesn't count as a save, but should, as they make an early dive towards it and forces an error. It's towards the corner. Life with a frame perfect save themselves on the goal line. They're still scrambling. It goes over to Coop, who has a full tank off the sidewall, looking for a double. He's going to back themselves off as Life throws this to the corner, throws it one more time. Now Coop's on it, gets it around as Life puts this one up top. Pico strips it away. 26 seconds into the corner. The double 50. Life's on. Full boost. Trying to find a deep clear. Able to put this one up top as Timing drops it down. Over to Life. The shot's on. Able to find it with 16 seconds left. Passion takes a 2-goal lead.
Feels bad for the Panthers. It was a fake as Xing just tried to track down that touch, and they didn't touch it, leaving it wide open, realizing that the numbers were not back here for Franklin Panthers. And after being down in game number 6 and digging deep, forcing themselves into a situation where they had to be able to force the game 7, they were able to accomplish it. They put it together, were perfect all the way to the finals, and it wasn't perfect here because the Franklin Panthers certainly gave them a run for their money, but at the end of the day, it was Passion FC to hold strong by their 3 and win the championship of the Carry2College 2026 Spring Break. They're your winners, Passion FC.
There's no words that can describe what we just watched, as that is unbelievable from everyone. And this is why it's called a showcase. Am I right? This is amazing. Sir. As Life is throwing up, well played from all of you. Life is just like, wow. Did not expect it to be that much of a challenge. Even Life is impressed with everyone in the lobby and how everyone did. It's just unbelievable stuff and great tape to put on for everyone who's watching at home.
He legitimately had to do a double take. It was like, is this day 2 late RLCS? Like, what is happening right now? Like, even might be the equivalent of, like, you know, the day 3. It was insane to see everybody step up in that way. I think I said it a little bit earlier, so I'll stick to it. Again, when everybody's contributing like that, that's what makes a great set, right? That's what makes a great match, is when you have that from everybody. It's just one little weakness could be the difference there. Let's take a look at the final, look at the bracket here for the Rocket League side and see how we got here. Again, it was just a perfect run from Passion FC to the finals. Franklin Panthers almost dropped the Dreamland. So imagine Dreamland would have gave them a good opportunity, a good showing as well. That's how many teams that were here that were incredible.
There's no words that can describe what has just gone on. If I'm also trying to take an analytic approach as a, college director as well. I know any college directors, coaches, anyone like that, they're foaming at the mouth watching this. This is unbelievable stuff. You have so many great options. As you move forward, it's just exciting. It's only going to get more exciting. As we're going to take a little bit of a small break, be able to set up as we're going to step away from Rocket League and move on to the Overwatch side of things.
Omnic AI is empowering thousands of gamers every day to game smarter with AI. Our platform Omnic Forge uses computer vision, just like a self-driving car, to analyze on-screen elements in your matches to provide tailored insights and data analytics, helping you improve. By extracting all the information directly from your gameplay, Omnic Forge operates independently of developer APIs and is available 24/7 for gamers of any skill level. Simply connect your stream, paste a link, or upload your gameplay to receive a detailed post-match analysis. This includes the Forge player card, highlight reel, AI game summary, coaching insights, aim analysis, round-by-round breakdowns, win rate data, and more. Omnic Forge currently supports Fortnite, Valorant, Overwatch 2, and Rocket League. Go to forge.omnic.ai today.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it has been a crazy stream, an insane finals for Rocket League, and another insane matchup coming up for Overwatch side, made possible by Omnic AI. Stay Plugged In just launched a strategic partnership with Omnic AI, bringing AI-powered esports coaching and performance analytics directly to student players. This means real data, real insights, real development to help you improve faster and get noticed as well. If you're serious about your game, whether it's climbing ranks, whether it's getting recruited, this is the edge that you need. Type !Omnic AI. Again, that is !O, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy, ICAI in chat to learn more and sign up now. Again, we just saw the Rocket League conclude. An insane matchup there, and another one ahead of us. Puma joins me bare lights as we've been watching and tracking this action now. The Overwatch Finals coming up at you right now.
Man, I'm so excited for this matchup. Dreamland and Now We're Him, as we're going to be jumping in just very shortly. We're making sure that we got the ready from both sides. Dreamland, after surrendering the first map against Clavicular, came back and took both games. I believe both in overtime too. A great matchup from them and a great way of digging deep to make sure that you find yourself into the finals. As we said before, both teams here have secured some form of financial compensation. 300 to second, 700 to first. We will be starting on Lijiang Tower. It seems to be the favorites for everyone here today.
Yeah, again, you get that variety. You get your ability to really showcase what you're all about from different standpoints. So I love it. I'm here for it. You know, maybe that's a strategy coming in from these players, whether intentional or not, for that extra notability in different circumstances. Either way, should be an incredible showcase. You brought it up, Puna. This is a showcase. It feels more than a tournament because it is.
It's a mixture of both. Both teams, especially in the Rocket League side that you had just saw, really got to put all their skills up front and be able to see in front of a crowd. And now we get to do it again for Overwatch. Both of these teams deserve to be here. They put up a great weekend to be here. They keep putting up match after match, team after team. They've just kept coming up and knocking them down. As we're getting our first look at the attack, very, mostly even. You're seeing a very similar matchup from both teams.
Yeah, exactly. Ramatra to lead the way on the tank side, so that makes a whole lot of sense. Kiri's always gotten some love and makes sense as well. So that will be looking like it's on the Dreamland side as a Bunsey, a regular here at Stay Plugged In. Minnie Carter, I've seen plenty of times as well, so to see them here. And what are your favorite names in mind to you? Milk is Fake on the Ramatra there for the Dreamland side. And of course, you know them extremely well because we got to see them earlier in the broadcast on day one. Now we're him, going to be on the blue side as well, bringing in the Diva up front, and the Curie as well as the Juno. So the Juno will make an appearance here on Lijiang Tower.
Oh, Fiddy almost jumped off the map, does the recall, but also able to find the opening pick. So off of a slight miss error, able to come back. And now the Diva diving in on the back line. Lucio doing a great job of escaping here. The collapse coming in on the corner. The push off as a great jump up, but it does its job. It just pushes everyone away and just cleans everyone up. A clean first fight.
And that's where you want to be as consequence. You're on the point as a Juno, and you're watching the rest of your team actually win that battle from afar, and then you also get to show them some love with that support there as well. So great, well-rounded effort here to take the first points, and so far so good here for Weird Kid.
Magically just going to poke around a little bit, just getting some extra ult charge for themselves and their supports, forcing everyone to this left side, which is more favorable for them, especially with this Fidion Tracer, I should say. Ramatra, already half health. You got to be careful as one pick comes in. They're collapsing on the backside, trying to get this little pinch maneuver coming as Milk is Fake is getting stuck here. The collapse is coming into this room. Hypno finds a pick. Hypno finds two on the Kiri. Magic finding the third one as Ramatra going to die on point. A great second fight.
Magically, I mean, when you're the Diva, you're not expecting to lose your mech without, like, and be like fine with that, unless you're obviously Diva bombing. But they were happy with it because they were winning the fights, and the thrusters actually got the first pick to open things up, and then you're able to kind of work from there. So I like that leading tank play from Magically that set everything else up.
Even though Fiddy got picked early, they're on a quick player, so they get back as fast as Mini Carter is going to fall down to Magically once again, as this team is absolutely rolling. They're fitting their name as now we're him. They're going to jump onto the backline. The Ramatra won't be able to help. Magically just running rampage here. They're able to find the Lucio diving in, trying to force out utility. They are. Every utility comes out now, but it won't be enough as they just wait it all out. Another collapse by Magically and company as they win 3 fights in a row.
Yeah, that's going to be 87%. I'm going to be surprised if they're able to get back to it now. Do you have the switch or do you not? You want to be able to try to touch with the Sojourn down early in that fight, but the rest, they're going to put down the beat here for this last fight, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to break through this hold.
They're able to touch the point, force people back, as Ramatra has the ultimate just a little bit close. D.Va gets pushed off. It could be a fight when they're able to break through. Hypno out of position, has no utility, gets taken down. You got to find the Juno as well, as they're trying to float away, trying to find anything for themselves, just building up for the next fight, and down they go. A little bit staggered, but as the quick character, as I said before, it's not too bad as they get back relatively fast.
I always find it funny whenever it's like 99%, it's like, oh, we got to push now. Now we have a strategy that's going to break through. It's not that they let their guard down by any means, but they like rallied together. They had the beat as well to play off of, and from there they were able to kind of take that point. So desperation calls for some solid times here as Dreamlight keeps it alive here with 30% now.
You gotta watch for the Diva Bomb, as that's the only thing that they have in hand that will be able to make a huge impact. As the Tracer Bomb not able to connect, as now both teams really going for it, as Ramatra has their Devastation ult as well, just kind of sitting on point. You want to see your Ramatra just act a little bit more of an aggressor here and then use their ultimate to be able to back off. As now, Magically in the back line, trying to find anything with the Tracer. Here comes the first form, as TSU is going to be found by 50. It's everyone running around as they get the trade. Hypno's down. They're finding trade after trade. Milk is Fake, able to find another. They're going to flip the point though. They got to run the point as Milk is Fake has their ult. Is going to die with it. You hate to see that. A great collapse. Here comes the Diva Bomb as all the ultimates are coming out, just countering each other. Mini Carter had the res, but it does not matter. Here comes another touch, and a lot of ultimates being popped. Magically, and Jackson able to find more and more picks as anyone who's jumping onto point is being taken down. Their Walker gets the trade, but it won't be enough as Ramatra comes all the way back, and now popping the ultimate. Even just to stall out point, you wish you saw that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, because you waited till the 99% and then you're forced to try to play overtime. And the Lucio did a great job of killing time or like sticking around, so that way he could touch point, get out, touch point, get out. And you can lay a little bit of damage out from Lucio, but it's not sustainable. And everybody else was forced to have to try to rush back and stagger in. And at that point in time, it's unfortunately a round lost. But it's not a map lost, of course, as we transition over here to the control tower and work from there. But what I saw was a quick onslaught there from Na or him. Although the answer back there was available from Dreamland, they took it once. You're going to need to see a little bit more and a little bit earlier, to your point, if they're going to want to take this round and challenge in this map number 1.
I really like these swaps from Dreamland as they're moving off of the Lucio to more of a traditional composition with this. They're not looking for speed, they're looking for sustainability as they want the Diva to collapse on them. It's going to be interesting to see who Magically jumps on. Mini Carter is going to get caught out in the 1v1 early on. Jackson, a great job reading that and jumping them. As now, Milk is Fake needs to make a little bit of space here as we're seeing a Vendetta play. Vendetta is just so dangerous if left uncontested, and you're just seeing them chop down Milk is Fake with the Diva. It won't be enough healing, even though you got two great sustainability characters as everyone just barrels down. You got to flip the point though. I don't know if they've realized that they haven't taken the point yet.
I know everybody was charging in and making sure that they secured the kill, but you're right, it just stays stagnant here. So that is actually going to not give them enough time, or like it won't give them enough build up in my opinion, because now the next fight is going to be had as they just now capped the point. So yeah, you won the fight, and I like the way that you're able to rotate in that Vendetta, but you're going to have to try and hold on to this one as they bounce back and roll it.
Gotta be careful. Fiddy on the backside looking for a pick. They're going in deep. They're trying to find something. Are they going to be able to get it though? Fiddy forces a lot of people out. They're chasing one down, trying to find Carter once again. Able to find him once again. Great job with the Lucio assist with the speed boost to make sure that they can't get away. Jackson trying to find any follow-up as well. Is going to get traded out, but it won't be enough as Hypno does a great job sustaining the rest of the team and making sure that this is another fight win.
Yeah, Milk got caught between two DPS, and the rest of the support were able to follow her as well. I like the fact that they're, in that moment, the Sojourn was tracked down, so they didn't get the high ground from Dreamland. And that was a point of emphasis and a win there for the Now We're Him side. So they were able to kind of chase them down, get that stronger play. The Baptiste was doing more, and they'll have the Matrix for this next fight as well.
And here it comes. They're able to find one right away as the window just forces everyone back. Couple of trades here, still in favor of Now We're Him as they're up one. The beat drop comes in, trying to find anything as Milk is fake. It's just being forced all the way back. You can't overextend here as they're trying to bait them in, trying to get a little bait and switch. They're not falling for it. They're going to recollect as they have the closer spawn doors. They have everyone back now, looking for the speed boost. Got in, forcing magically back, trying to take control of the side room. Fighting as a unit, the beat drop comes from behind, another beat drop, they answer, and here comes all the ultimates. There's 3 ultimates total. Now make it a 4th one, why not? Trying to flip the point, TSU Walker, able to find Hypno, their main healer down, Vendetta ult, able to find TSU Walker, a great pick, trying to go crazy, another ultimate, looking to find one, bang, goes down, Jackson, Mini Carter, a great shot, they flip the point, but magically finds one, 50 gets traded out in that sequence, as consequence, in a 1v1 on the side, it's very low, Mini Carter comes up successful, so this should be the fight win as Carter, very low on health, did win that one successfully.
Again, it's all about the pieces in the individual fights that we saw. There was one at both choke points trying to get into the control room, and they were able to win them just enough. Again, it started off with TSU Walker, who eventually fell in that fight, but they did enough damage with the overclock, number 1, to grab the first pick, and then also get them extremely low for the rest of the team to kind of swing in. So great job to go back-to-back. And because that first point touch took a little bit of time, that one should have maybe been over, but they had that extra fight, and they'll be able to fight on from here.
Oh, Vendetta with a disgusting dive is going to take Bouncy out right away. And with the speed boost on the backside, this is perfect Lucio gameplay. They are just doing enough to enable the rest of the team. And as soon as you think someone's able to sneak away, the speed boost comes in, they're still in. Lucio needs to set up for a touch, so they're going to go up top. Vendetta's chasing them down. Are they going to be able to sneak away? Yes, just for the time being. They have the next touch. They have one on. Forced off is Carter. He's going to get traded out, so here comes Lucio. Are they going to be able to touch in time? They're going to get pushed away. Jackson able to find them. A great pick there.
Able to find in the right time and then just hold them off from there. So point touches were only to use so much. Even after that slight mistake, not touch earlier, they gave them an extra chance. It didn't matter that the extra chance was available. It was just 2 rounds, and now we're him able to take care of business here in a multitude of different ways. It started on Gardens, where you had a whole bunch of love from Magically, not only just with the ultimate, but also which they kind of held for a little extended period of time, but they were also pressure, pepper, and did not allow Dreamland to really get things back. So that staggering was excellent. They won the individual fights and kind of worked it from there. Dreamland had some opportunities, but at the end of the day, it's Now We're Him that took care of business both times, having to win out in overtime, but they still look strong given this map. Number 1, it'll be a recovery effort needed for Dreamland there in map 2.
And in past, Dreamland has dropped, this control point, I believe the last 2 rounds. So it's not unheard of for them to drop this first one, be able to rebound as, control point. Every single style of map has their own style of play. You're not able to run as much dive. It's not as coordinated because you have a certain target to go to. As Dreamland is going to have control here. They're going to, I believe, go to Hollywood if they are choosing. I think they chose King's Row last time. I wouldn't be shocked if they go back there, where it's more of that brawly style, force consequence and company, or magically, I should say, into more of that brawly type. They're going to go to Midtown, similar fashion, where Ramatra will be able to have a lot more impact.
Yeah, like that, exactly. And that's where you really do find that value for Ramatra. So when you lose the first map, it obviously means that you can bounce back and choose one of your own if you're going to have a strong Ramatra, which I would argue the Ramatra play was relatively strong. It's tough to find times for the Nemesis form, especially when they force you onto point on an open control point like that. So yeah, I think this is definitely going to favor them in that fashion. Now, whether or not they're able to stand up to the test, because there's been rarely a team that can go up against Nah or him and be able to hold them away from points or let them run it on the attacking side as well. So for that reason, certainly a tall task for Dreamland ahead, but they seem to feel confident coming in, and they have the composition enough that what I've seen in that map number 1 to justify a Midtown and a push here as we move on to the next map.
As we're moving on, it looks like Now We're Him is going to be choosing to attack first. And as we saw before, you want to keep the momentum going. I believe that was just earlier today where we saw that, and how successful it was for that team. So now we're him taking a page out of that, just wants to force to see what they want to see first, force Dreamland onto the defense, play more of a traditional comp. Might see the Ramattra still, as they seem to be most comfortable there. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Baptiste as an answer, because they need that window on this map. That's going to be very controlling, especially with all the different high grounds, especially with all the different choke points. A Baptiste is going to be crucial on this map.
The BAP, can lay out so much damage and to allow and enable your team to be able to do that in certain windows is, that's a good point. And one that we saw a little bit there too. I saw a little bit of on-run play as well, which is interesting for sure. We didn't see a lot of that. I'm not sure if that was like a dive, opportunity for the last point or not, but maybe perhaps that could be a factor in there too. But love to see some heroes that have gotten very little to zero play because they've just been launched number one. But because, even when I've seen tournaments since then when they've been launched, I still like to see that play of creativity. The less that your opponent knows about something, as far as how you wish to approach it, including heroes that are hardly ever played, maybe it gives you a slight advantage. But either way, Dreamland, we'll see what they do come into this next one.
As we're moving forward, we're just trying to get the map set up, and then we're going to be jumping in. But as you said, you're looking to see some of these new characters. You saw a lot of Vendetta play on that last one. It looks like they might. I would honestly not be shocked if they go back, as we are still setting it up. I'm so sorry, but I wouldn't. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties on the backside, but as I was saying, Vendetta very strong in mid down. You could see a lot of those off angles, a lot of those flanks. The quick time to kill is the key point. So you could see some of this Vendetta Tracer, where they were running that a little bit beforehand. Just look for these dives. Looking at anyone that could just be even a millisecond out of position.
And if you do, it's trouble, especially when you have to go up close and personal in some instances, like within building. Forget about it. The longsword's going to win every single time. Ramattra, Nemesis form maybe goes up against it to try and at least fight it off there, but the anti-dive will be important regardless for both sides. So we'll see how they manage here. We saw a little bit of Juno play, so I'm going to ask you here. Juno is probably pretty tough to roll here at mid-time. There's options to be able to maybe do it, but perhaps I don't see them. What do you switch to if you were the Juno originally in your eyes?
It's tough. It depends on what you want to run. Midtown is a little bit more compact, so switching to the Brig I like that. You could see Brig Bat. If you want to keep the Juno, it's still a good map for Juno, so you could see, Juno Bap, which you saw from Now or Him at one point, on, I believe it was the first point. So it looks like we got everyone in. It looks like everyone is ready. So we're going to be jumping in soon. So, we don't have to wonder too much longer about what type of compositions we're going to see. They're going to show us what they're made of. Dreamland is on defense first. So Now or Him, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some form of rush dive.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a combination to definitely consider as well. So yes, no more speculation. Let's go ahead and get to it. Midtown will be the next map here between these two incredible teams. Again, if you're just joining us, Dreamland able to get through the number 2 seed coming in. So that was, to have that buzz and be feeling yourselves and being able to at least guarantee yourself some money. It gives you a little bit of confidence, but you want to be able to roll into map 2. You mentioned it though; they had some struggles and control a little bit earlier in this tournament. So trying to turn that one around if they are able. Now or Him will start off on the attack. So we'll see if they can't break through and see exactly how strong they are and how the hold looks for Dreamland right off the rip.
It's going to be a fun one. I love Midtown. You can even see some May play here, as it looks like we might be getting a little bit of some cat action. Good map for it. You're going to be able to just bring everyone up top, hold them up there, as they're going to be able to rain terror from above, as we saw before on a couple of different maps. And you're seeing a little bit more of the Wu Yang and Bap on the other side. Both very high healing output. And with Wu Yang, you're able to get a lot of these off angles going, as you can just, lob around corners, make sure that you're getting that splash healing. A good composition to be able to go up against this.
Taking notes out of my book, at least it was originally shown there as all 5 new heroes were locked in. The Domino might stay here from the Magic Way. they're going to go back to the defense
No.
instead. All right, Ventura. I wanted it so bad. They went back to a regular comp. I'm sad about it, man. They had everybody, even if Mitsuki was there too, but we'll see how they approach.
You know, I was excited for the cat, I won't lie. But Vendetta jumping in early, looking for the first pick, forcing everyone back. A great dive there, but Milk and TSU are going to come up victorious. A great counter collapse as they got a lot of resources out. Magically able to find two with Hypno, able to get one. Magically, I don't know how they managed to slip away, but they're doing a great job. It's even right now, as Milk is Fake is very low. They're going to have to do some blocking as they have this Mega Pack underneath, able to find it. Are they going to be able to stabilize in time? Consequence in company, setting up top. Magically on the dive, trying to find anything on Milk is Fake, able to find it, and able to take point number 1.
Yeah, Butsy and Mini Carter thought they had themselves in prime position where they weren't being challenged at all, able to lay out that support that they needed, but the dive was good enough to sustain, because at first it looked like Dreamland had prime real estate and were able to fight it off and get the anti-dive, but at the end of the day, it was just a little bit too strong. They were able to find the support's back line. Once they did that, they opened up the door and enough sustainability to be able to get that point. And look how far they're pressed up as well in order to try to challenge into this one. Nobody on the point, though, so they need to get back and at least get it moving a little bit.
Well, as you may know, at the first little door, it pushes itself. So they didn't need anyone up there. Very wise play from them. They're getting as much space as possible before needing to drop back. And they're trying to get anyone to the farther side as a good swap to the Cassidy, able to find this Venture. Now they have a little bit of an advantage as Magically is going to be able to even this one up off of the rush. Wu Yang all out, but Magically doesn't care. They're just running through. As now it's still even as Milk is Fake is able to find the trade. And here comes all the ultimates to get a remake. Able to find Milk, who's just a little bit too far in that room. Can't escape. And now they have a lot of pressure. It's just up to them if they want to take it. Vendetta on the off angle needs to block a little bit, gets caught out, and the advantage is over. They need to be careful now.
Yeah, they got a good job to kind of break through what was the hold that was kind of holding them back to where they are, and it's a great time to do it right here at the choke point under tunnel. So whether or not they're able to set up on the high ground, now that's been completely owned by this Now or Him squad as they were able to move it as far as they did, but we'll see if they can manage to keep that area and be able to push forward around this corner, the most important part of this map once you get this far.
And this is smart by them. They don't need to push the point yet. They were trying to find the opening pick, but a great lob there's going to find Hypno and stall this out. But they're going to still push it. They weren't ready as all the ultimates are coming out. Vendetta able to find one on the side. It's now even. They're up one as Jackson has their ultimate on the backside with Magically trying to find another. Now they're dropping down. Still even though as trying to find one more to jump up. Jackson able to find another as Milk is Fake is low. They need to get health as the dive in. They were going to pop their ultimate and try winning this as the Juno ult is going to have to cancel this one out. Trying to find a net even. But they just can block and just sit on there and let their ultimate do the work. Here comes the high note on the backside, able to find Consequence, who is just low, but not able to escape. Jackson's also low after finding one. Gets collapsed on. Milk is Fake, going to be able to help win this one back in their favor, but not if anyone has anyone to say anything about it. TSU Walker able to find one. Trading again. Magically's low. They're going to get forced out of net, but Hypno still there. Not able to find it, though. They need to find an escape as they're using all their util, trying to find a way out. They're able to escape. A great job by Dreamland to hold on.
Right, because they were being approached from not only a multitude of angles, but they were pushed in pretty far. And it all started with the Deadeye used as a zoning tool, but also got the first pick as well for Mini Carter in that exchange. So really like what they were able to accomplish, not only just with that first little sequence, but then also continued to lay damage, anti-dive in addition to that to be able to set them up for success.
He's going to go on the flank here, seeing if anyone's still playing on this health pack, forces people behind the point, as they're just going to take a lot of space. Training rushes here, both on the point, forces another one. Defensive Matrix is just going to eat all of that. Fiddy's going to get traded with Carter, but now with the advantage, now we're him, trying to keep pushing, finding another one on the point. Should be able to be won if Bunsey is going to get forced off. Forced away. Jackson able to finish that one up. And another fight win after, you know, a lot of util was invested in a lot of ultimates. Dreamland had the ult advantage, but just could not cash in on it.
And I like what Bunsey was doing too. They got a little bit too far forward, but they were actually kind of supporting a unit up on bridge, like way behind, so trying to find an off angle there to attack from. And then even when they were chased off, they were able to lay out a little bit of support there, but couldn't quite do it enough. That's a great play from the young freshman coming in here, but just, again, it has to be rightly timed, and you have to be able to support all the way. And now a push imminent here from now or him as they start to march forward.
And as we move into this next one, Consequence is going to switch on to the Alari for some extra damage. As we're getting a lot of swaps, Bunsey able to find the first pick, so they're going to have to back up just a little bit as one of their main damage dives is down. Milk also had swapped, or Mini Carter, I should say, had also swapped over to the Venture, which should be able to help with the anti-dive. Venture ult, or sorry, I apologize for that. Ultimates are being popped, not able to be found, as everything is just going on. Jackson into the back line as the DM keeps them up. Biddy able to find one, trying to find Mini Carter, who goes underground but jumps back up. Magically is able to find a support, and with a support and a tank down, the rest of the team's going to fall, but Mini Carter trying to find anything to even this one up after one trade is going to go down.
And they got a couple on point here that should at least get them extremely close. I'm not sure they're going to be able to dive over in time. Magically is going to bounce back here and try to push it up with all three members. They'll have one last chance to hold off, so at least kill a little bit of time if they can stay alive.
Here comes the bomb, just floating this in front of the net, forcing anything out for utility. But it's a zoning ult as well, as everyone is just going to stay off the point. You can't really get there as Milk is fake. Could not pop their ultimate because they know that one frame, as you pop it, you know, you can't block. So if they went to pop their ult, they just explode there.
Initiating.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, that you open up that space, every little sequence matters, and to know how to utilize your utility kit, very important. And they did a great job on both sides to be able to kind of manage, again, Dreamland being able to hold off and stall for time in a couple of different areas is why it's 152 and not at 3 minutes like we've seen now or him in quite a few of the hybrids that we've seen them in this tournament this far. So they did a great job of managing multiple ultimates. They were very pesky. A good Venture is incredibly difficult to go up against, but to have Venture Vendetta combination was something that seemed like a headache to try to deal with from Dreamland. I thought they did as good as they possibly could in those. Obviously, they probably don't feel that way with still 2 minutes on the clock, but now it's their chance to prove that they can do just as strong in these moments.
We're seeing Fiddy swap back over to the Tracer, where it seems to be their most comfortable character, as they have had a lot of success throughout this game with it. So, as we move forward, now it is time for Dreamland to be able to match what Now We're Him had done. With a minute 52 on Midtown, though, it may not seem like a lot of time, but that is so much time on Midtown. You have to come out strong here if you're Dreamland. And it looks like we are going to go back to the Ramatra for this point.
Back to the Ramatra. Indeed, and again, you can absolutely find something with the Ramatra as well. Not being afraid to hit the Nemesis form in multiple occasions, right time to be able to chase them out. You see them already in a battle kind of going on in the backside behind it as the Vendettas chased off it, but able to get away with their lives. And that's very important here for the defensive Now We're Him.
And one thing to note is when they're going for this dive, they're actually doing two dives. They're sending one onto the supports to make sure that they're looking at each other, and then magically is jumping one of the DPS and finding the success as they're looking at the supports aren't able to look at the DPS and keep them up. It's a great coordination attack all the way through as magically is going to be able to get a 3-piece here, force them back into the spawn. And now, if you're Dreamland, you got to change something up here.
100%. They're going to stick with the Ramatra, but it looks like they're switching over to the Cassidy for TSU Walker, so maybe a little bit of change on the hit scan to get them up and alive here too. And Mini Carter actually will get the first pick there as Jackson will fall Consequence as well. That's an open door now.
You're walking in. You're up 2. You got to take this fight aggressive. You don't have any speed boosts on your team. Actually, you do, as the Lucio is coming back in. Didn't see that one. That's my apologies. Forcing everyone back. But look at this. The Baptista's hiding behind. You got to be a little bit careful of what Hypno could be up to. Because with one Diva Touch, Baptista's in the right position. Getting forced off, but Fiddy is there to help bail them out as now they're going for the touch. A lot of chaos is unfolding as the trade's coming in, both are DPS, so you're still even. On the backside, looking for a peel and support. Hypno, low, is going to force them out for now, but able to win that one. Both supports are going to go down, and another fight win for Now We're Him.
I'm surprised that actually Milk is Fake got out originally from what was that Diva Bomb, but again, the space taking tool was excellent in their time, so that's a crucial hold because they were ticking it up. It looked like they had everything, and the Vendetta, although they sacrificed themselves early in that fight, were able to keep the point stalled, and therefore the rest of the team stalled for the rest to rotate in and be able to attack the way they did.
Now as we walk forward, we're on to the next fight. A lot of ultimates have been used, but your next one is the Rush. That one is going to be able to help get all of your ultimates back. Here comes the Rushes into the window to try canceling that one out, keeping the healing up, as they're not going to be able to do too much with this Rush. They have the dive in the back line with a Baptiste trying to keep them up. TSU able to find the opening pick, and now with both DPS down, you're able to just kind of run on them. Consequence out of position here. They're going to jump them. Are they going to be able to find the pick, though? Yes, they are. And now they're going to be able to take this point. They're going to have one more contest here.
Yeah, tram side, of course, and yeah, they'll hit the second mark. Will they be able to jump in time? The Diva wants to be able to touch, and they do hit the payload active here, but 3 minutes and 32 seconds with a long way to go in order to get to the first point. So we'll see if they can position themselves well. But again, great play and coordination all around here for this team to at least give themselves a chance as they push into the next point.
Dreamland took down the main support, and TSU comes back in after finding Hypno and finds 50. So now your main dive is also down. You could see Dreamland take a lot of space here if they so choose to, as Bouncy on the off angle, trying to find some headshot damage over with Mini Carter. Gonna get jumped, but they do have their teleport, so they are continuing to fight this. Very dangerous. Milk is Fake, able to take one, but it's gonna get traded for their life because the beat drop doesn't get down in time. Mini Carter able to find one. Both teams in awkward positions. A great cleanse there. The ultimate's just gonna go through them. Will it be enough though? As TSU Walker finds Hypno again, but it does not matter. He's able to find two on their side as well. It's still an even fight, but once again, Dreamland gets back first.
Yeah, you know, magically had the Diva Bomb as well, so their timer was in their heads as far as should we be able to challenge this in Dreamland. It wouldn't have been an even fight because if they would have played into it, it would have been a space-taking tool. They would have had to back up anyways and gather their support back to where it was. So a great shot from Him to stand strong, even though it looked like it would have been an even fight there, knowing the confidence to hold them, and they'll also have the high ground, which again, on the attack was what made them successful, being able to push forward. Now they have that same exact look here on the defense.
Yeah, and as they fight for this high ground, they can start pushing the cart underneath to just force people out of position. Magically, it's going to get forced off. Milk is Fake does have their ultimate if they want to take this high ground here, but after one opening pick, it may not be worth it just quite yet. Hypno able to find two. Both DPS are down. You might either want to just die on point, or you need to get out now, as they're able to get Consequence as, you know, a consolation prize.
And then the Diva was just kind of on point to stall it underneath this bridge and then have them blink away into safety. So again, just finding right times to be able to challenge into this one. And you're not going to win that battle. They had a great job really holding down not just the top of bridge, but below as well. And so as above, so below here for this Him team, down to 1:20. And a couple pushes left here for this team to get it together and try to at least be relevant in this map number 2.
Dreamland is winning a lot of fights here, which is something that you do want to see, as Him coming in as the #1 seed, showing why they're so tough to go against. But Bunsey trying to find an off angle, gets a couple of shots, forces Fiddy off, but now Fiddy full health is going to go in as the Vendetta ult on the other side, trying to find anything as well. Not able to be successful. Here comes the beat drop. They're going to be able to take the high ground. They're trying to force any issues here as the high ground, with a good job by Milk is Fake to just separate it with the shield. Trying to find anything now, forces everyone back. They can restabilize as they're fighting in the backline. Fiddy had to use their recall as the Lucio is chasing them down. Milk is Fake in an awkward spot here as the DM's just eating all the heals. They have to drop down. The rush is coming down, but it won't be in time. The res is going to get one, so they're going to be able to fight in this one as the Vendetta is going to get traded out. Another ultimate pops out, able to take the advantage once again. Milk is Fake on the cart, and then the window is just going to be able to force them down. With 15 seconds left, this should be all but over.
Yeah, it was a great job to try to sneak behind and really play that game, as the high ground was immediately taken directly back from Him. But then it just fell into their hands at the end of the day. And sure enough, after all of this, they're going to be able to hold him off at a distance, and they'll take map number 2 as well. Him about to be on match point. They are, as they win this one as well.
On triple match point. I have seen reverse sweeps in this game. It's a very tough task to have. as a team that is firing on all cylinders, especially when you have characters like this. Your Hypno on the Kiriko, a beautiful way of just bailing out your tank who is on critical health. A beautiful toss in there and able to find one. We move forward here, triple match point. Now we're him, full control.
Yeah, you mentioned it yourself, and I think you're accurate in saying that Dreamland was winning some fights, and but again, it's Overwatch, baby, right? It's all about the objective at the end of the day. Are you able to kind of, how fast are you able to recover, kind of hold that same extreme mentality as far as, you know, how do we play this map? How do we continue to buy time on defense and be able to kind of break through on the offensive side and attack? And this team did a little bit better objectively based to where the point where even though the fights may be a little bit even, I still think it would favor not where him, reason why we're at 2-0 right now. But I did like the change in the adjustments that we saw from Dreamland as well. They might be behind and they lost the second map, but the switch to the Cassidy, for example, TSU, who probably is saying like this has not been their best match by any means here at C2C, but when they switched to the Cassidy, suddenly the dive just disappeared. It wasn't as strong for Naward him. They were landing their shots. They were getting big moments. They were starting to win those fights. They were at least showing the adjustments necessary to potentially give themselves an opportunity to win a map. Now it's the next step. Now we actually need to win, not just one, but 3 in a row as well. But I like the steps taken from Dreamland. Hopefully they can put something together to give us a challenge here in this best of 5 finals.
I agree. And then even though one thing to note is this is just a difference in play from a GM3 average team, if I'm not mistaken, to a Masters 1 average. But that being said, Dreamland 1 as a Masters 1 average team is putting up a heck of a fight. You're seeing people pop off at any given time. TSU Walker, as you had mentioned, that was actually going to be my next point, was on the Cassidy, was able to find the main support 2 different times. That's huge for a college program. For, first of all, understanding target prioritization. Second of all, seeing someone out of position just for that split second to be able to capitalize on it. And then other players like Bunsey, who's been absolutely unbelievable at supporting and keeping their team up. You're seeing a lot of great things here. As I'm not even going to comment on the compositions of this team until, you know, they're about to leave the spawn doors. I'm not going to fool me once. Shame on me. Fool me twice. You know, I shouldn't have taken the bait. I will not fall for it a third time.
And it looks like they're hovering. Yeah, we can't do that. No doubt. But it's crazy, though. Like, you're literally calling out a freshman, right? Bunsey's been great. I thought I had recognized the name, but to be honest, I don't think that's the case, because they would have been in middle school whenever the last time I saw anybody play. So listen, the youngster showing up and making some big plays there too, and TSU Walker, the senior. So a good range here from the Dreamland side as far as age goes. And even that age differential can sometimes be a little bit of a difference maker, but I don't think it really has been here, as Dreamland's look good based on their rank, quote unquote, differential. They've been playing strong. I totally agree. So whether or not they can keep that up and challenge here, especially at Flashpoint, that's yet to be seen here. And let's see. Now that the timer has gone down, we can talk about it a little bit. As Symmetra, no, they changed to Tracer, a last second pull and fake out yet again there from Fitty.
So it's actually a great point by both teams. As you saw the Symmetra come out, just a little bit of a boost to get your team to point faster to start this first fight. As now you're starting it magically already on point before anyone else is there because of that TP. And now, as Mini Carter is just trying to fight the point, you gotta be careful. You could get caught out early with this DM, but able to just retreat back to the team. Bunsey and TSU Walker are just gonna mow down Fitty. A great job by them to collapse, but the soldier on the flank, you have to be careful. So they're looking for support as the main fight is happening on the point. You're forcing out teleport. You're gonna look for any collapse now as TSU takes down another, but the trade comes in on the Wuhong.
Yeah, exactly right. So Jackson was able to take them down, but the perfect, shield there from the Ramatra that was literally just on the edge of it. So they did a good job to prevent that point take there off the rip. They would have probably gained it back anyway, so it wasn't like any harm done. But I still like their wherewithal to be able to hold it too, but it might be short-lived.
As another great collapse comes in from 3 different angles. You had it coming from the left, right, and center. It's just too much to overwhelm, especially with Magiclee's defense matrix. They're doing a great job of knowing when to use it and when to charge it, as it just feels like it's always on full charge and just takes away all the healing, since there's no sustained healing that can really be there.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Got to be able to hold on to it, and so that's why you see them kind of cycle around here, try to find the right angle to approach this from. The timer ticks up. The flipped points happened pretty quickly. Be able to kind of dive in, but again, the Lucio play on the backside. You got to be able to careful and track this down. Consequence almost lost their life in the process, but they will be able to hold on the point, at least for now.
Fiddy with a great first opening pick, trying to find a second one for their efforts, but Jackson will be, Jackson and Consequence find two, as Fiddy wins a 2v1 on the backside. Just a great job, and with the awareness, as you won that fight, you start moving to the next point. And look at this. This is high awareness right here. You stagger them just enough, kill them just in time where they're going to get the other spawn.
Yep, able to get onto it before the rest of the team is, so this one will easily take down, and they're already inching their way to the next one. They weren't able to dive on in time. It was close, though, but now it just kind of feeds into that staggering that you had mentioned, so we'll see who really gains that advantage. But yeah, they were inching their way, making sure that they were preventing any point. They're up 1-0 here, which means they're really starting to threaten into Dreamland now at this point in time, because just 2 more points, and they win everything.
Yeah, it's when it rains it pours, they just keep putting on the pressure. Magically is just going to back off a little bit here. They don't need to give too much space as they're looking for another dive, forcing out both rushes here right on top of each other. So it's going to be a fun little fight here. And now a lot of ultimates. Wu Yang's just going to try getting any space. A good explosion as Jackson and Fiddy are both going to go down. They have the DPS advantage as they're trying to take this first fight, as Milka's Fake is going to find another. This should be a nice clean fight win. You got to stagger this D.Va though, but they're just going to kill him right away.
Yeah, it felt like they were just hungry to say, hey, let's get on the point, because we haven't seen that very frequently, but I would have liked to see the stagger just a little bit more. You only have one person back left. It's a baby D.Va. You know, just try to kind of force it on them. But I think they just wanted to see something positive here. It has not quite been their match, so they did find this, but that'll open the door for a couple more attacks from now or him if they even need that.
That's valid. As now Jackson's trying to take the off angle here. They get a lot of damage on. Are they going to be able to slip away? No, a great dive by Mini Carter. And now they're up once again. A great lob for this Hypno off of this top angle. Now magically trying to find the opening. Milk is fake. This gets a lot of damage off as they are counter diving, forcing a lot of util onto the Lucio, as Lucio's still low. Fiddy is going to find Milk is fake. A great workaround and just beams them down from the backside as TSU Walker trying to find the equalizer. They got to start dying on point as they find one. Trade though, they're going to be down. They have the support advantage. Jackson doing a lot. Carter gonna res themselves. They want to win this point. They need to win this point. Magically is low. They're gonna get found out. They found them. The D.Va bomb on point. Is it gonna be enough as they back off just for the second? Milk is fake is back. They're trying to fight on the point. Pokey able to find one. Still pushing the pressure though as D.Va's jumping around. They a good beat drop. Able to find it on the head. Keeps this alive. Forces out another ult from Matra. Trying to find a conscience. Forcing them back and forth. TSU Walker, though, finding double headshots once again and able to take this point. And with their backs against the wall, they are doing a phenomenal job.
Huge play, especially, you know, in that instance, you know, when you need something big and Consequence coming across and, you know, even when they drop that beat and you still stick with it, I mean, that is a great time to be able to kind of rally your troops and fight through the sustainability that we saw in that fight and be able to not only that, but kind of bait out a lot of the utility that we saw. We saw a couple of ultimates there, magically trying to get the D.Va bomb early, and plus they'll be on advantage them as far as this next point when it unlocks in 4 seconds.
Beautiful takedown on Consequence, and they could, as both teams are just saying LOL, because, you know, and that's just a crazy jump as Bouncy finds another one. It just frame perfect. Both players looked around, double headshot. Nothing you can do there if you're Consequence. You just put your hands up and you're like, I tried.
Did my best, and honestly, you know, well earned. You know, we've been kind of taking it by storm here in the finals. We've gotten the best of this exchange so far, but you know, take your wins, take your losses. You're still in a good spot at the end of the day. Hypno's gonna try to poke from a distance here as you'll see the rushes come out here.
And with both rushes coming out, TSU is going to be able to find the opening pick, so they might back off for now, understanding that they're down. They're trying to find anything. Hypno is able to find Bunsey, though. A beautiful play, as now it opens up the doors for Magically to be able to jump in. Not a lot of sustained healing as they're going to jump their backline. Forces off another. They have no support for now, as Milk trying to force out Magically, but it doesn't matter as Mini Carter's going to drop, as Jackson is going to take down two, trying to find another. Forces the off angle. Now magically gonna jump in, finds the next pick, and of forces everyone to retreat.
And it was all because of like the Kitsune Rush timing, because it was, number one, it looked like Dreamland was going to win that fight early, but then as things kind of developed, now we're him under the understanding of we're going to be able to kind of sustain ourselves within this fight, and then they were able to take out the Kiri after the Kitsune Rush was there, so the retaliation that's usually open in that moment was not there, and so that's why they were able to kind of push into it, number one, and then also overtake them. If we're now we're him, you're in a good spot right now.
Mini Carter looking for the flank, but is going to be found and could drop here. Good job forcing the issue, though, keeping magically off their supports, but Fiddy in the backline is going to use a recall, so going to get all their health back. Wu Yang ult out, forcing the Diva out. Magically going to drop, has to use their mech. Will they die, though? A great job by their Kiri to keep them alive. No one's going to drop there, so it's a little bit of an even exchange as TSU Walker is going to be able to find the piercing shot. Forces one off the map, magically going to be down. They're up again. This could be the window that they're looking for.
Yeah, even though it seemed like the escapability there from the Diva was absolutely unbelievable, as they almost got away with their lives. They said, no, not this time around. So it looks like we're going to force ourselves into a spot where Dreamland will have this second point here, just 1 point away from being able to extend this one, and they absolutely have earned it. There has been a couple of fights that have gone back and forth. They've hung in there, even with the ultimate, sustainability from the other side of Now or Him. They still have taken this by storm and just 1 point away, but they're going to have to fight for this next one to even get it unlocked in the first place.
This is very true, but one thing you got to keep in mind is Jackson has their high noon, and Milk is Fake only has a shield to block this, and they do have their, Nemesis form blocked, but that can only be held for so long. You have to be careful because they could do some form of rush with a high noon as soon as they start trying to put the pressure on. As they have control of this first point, you got to respect it, as now Fiddy is low. They need to be healed up. Shield is out. You got to be careful, as here comes the double. They're trying to find anyone as they're just taking control of the point. So we're trying to find someone, though. Jackson's holding on to this as long as possible. Not able to, but it makes the space, as now they're trying to work their way down. Milk is Fake is low, but able to find the pick, and they're able to take down magically and forces out a Juno ult as well. They're trying to take the point. TSU Walker going crazy is able to find two, and Fiddy's going to go down as well. A great retake by Dreamland.
Again, you just kind of feed off the momentum as it stands right there, and then let Milk kind of step into the end. You're already in Nemesis form, plus the Vortex was actually the one to collect Jackson at the tail end of this one. It was a Cassidy on Cassidy battle there in the moment. Jackson's actually going to be chased off the Cassidy. Now we'll play right back to the Sojourn, but TSU Walker has been so much more effective on this Cassidy, and look how quickly they get the Deadeye back as well.
Unbelievable how they already have another Deadeye as they're going to be working this next point. You have to respect it, as Magically is going to be matching the Ramatra. They're going to try going brawl for brawl as they think that they have the better comp for it with the switch to Sojourn. Nemesis form has been activated. Hypno is able to find one in the back line, but with Milk still in their ultimate, they're able to chase the one down, even this one up. Recall is out. Hypno is able to find TSU Walker, but Wu Yang ult forces them up. Consequences in trouble, able to be found, as now they're just collapsing back on the point. 50 is going to be found too. It's another fight win for them, and this is the last fight. You got to be careful. Magically finds one, but it won't be enough. They got to scramble. 91%. Hypno has to use their TP, as Jackson's going to be able to touch, but it won't be enough. Mini Carter finds one. Mini Carter finds two. It's going to be it. We have a game or match number 4.
Incredible. Wow. Dreamland stuck to it. I thought after the first point flipped, I thought, nah, we're going to ride this one out. And yet, when it seems like it's going to be completely one way or another, TSU Walker completely earned this one, all right? Been fantastic in every single kind of way. These days, Cassidy feels like you're not making much of a difference sometimes, unless you can absolutely hit shots like that. Disgusting. Held him in fights longer, and of course, it's just unbelievable what you can do when you pop off in times like this.
Just some crazy flicks there, too. Unbelievable stuff. And keep in mind, this isn't even a college freshman yet. They still have more than 4 years to grow, and you're already seeing plays like that. And keep in mind, you're seeing plays like this from everybody. They're not even in college yet. They have so many years to keep growing as players. This is just their starting point for all of them, as we are going to a push map, and it's going to be interesting to see here. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just New Queen Street, as that seems to be the go-to. I don't think that they're going to go to Coliseo. They don't want to run Brawl. New Queen Street's probably going to be their preferred choice here.
Maybe Esperance as well, as I believe on the table.
True.
But yeah, and either one of those choices are pretty standard here. Yeah, Coliseo is I happen to love, but it doesn't give yourself. Well, I don't know. Not where him is really good about stealing high grounds, and you can certainly get a little bit of that in Coliseo, although it's open ground whenever you get in the actual Coliseum itself. So, yeah, I don't see Coliseo either. I think you have a good point here. Esperanza, I believe, is the one that we're going to here. We'll have to double check and confirm. It sure is. So Esperanza is where we go here. So Puma, your thoughts here? I kind of like it. It really opens up everything from a backdoor perspective, somewhere where Fiddy can kind of work with that Tracer and really gain value and really hold off Dreamland. I think that's what him is thinking, at least in one of the many different dynamics you're looking at here in this map choice.
Honestly, I think this favors Dreamland, though. I really like the map choice by Naur him, but overall, this is one of the only, like, New Queen Street, I feel like would have favored Naur him and Dive and just how quickly you can move a little bit more. Dreamland, they're looking for that sustained fight. They're looking to move as a collective unit. Esperanza favors that. As you said, there's a lot of high grounds that they can take, but it's a coordinated team. You should have 4 on that high ground. If Dreamland wins this first fight, it's going to be really, really dangerous for Naur him to be able to fight back into it.
Yeah, they've been winning a majority of the fights as of late. So, man, Flashpoint certainly changed just about everything as far as our perspective in this series. Because now push, we don't even know what to really expect here. And if you're leaning on Dreamland on this side, yeah, one fight could make the difference. But again, it just all depends on how you approach. If we're Naur him, you've had certainly a very strong run throughout the entirety of this tournament. Turns a little bit cold because of that Dreamland win, but it's a whole different ball game, especially in push, which could be a quick map if one team's really able to run one way. I've seen this done at the collegiate level pretty frequently, where if you win one initial fight and then win back-to-back ones, you're pretty much 3/4 of the way there, saved and locked and loaded. So it could go one way other. Naur him, they're hoping to win that first fight, open things, and kind of take it from there.
I'm excited to see. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that Venture and like Vendetta as we had seen before. It looks like we're going to be getting the Tracer Sojourn. Very typical, very, comp favored for this map. So you're going to go back to the Diva. You're looking for speed. You have that traditional comp that has been a staple of Overwatch League for a long time. And then why change what worked? On the other side, you don't need the speed if you're going to have the damage. As we are getting a last-second swap over to Wuhong, should be a fun one if that stays.
Across the board. Yeah, and it looks like it will be. It will be locked in, yeah, because they're on their way out already. Yeah, but you mentioned it. Why? Don't change it if it ain't broken, baby. TSU Walker right back to the Cassidy here for this one as well. And Fiddy on the Tracer, just as I anticipated. I said if it's going to be Esperanza, holding these angles ever so important. There's so many alleys that you can get behind the other team that those flanks are going to be ever so important here. And we'll see how it affects Milk, who's right back on the Ramatra, where they found a lot of success in that Ram versus Ram battle last time around as well.
You saw Fiddy already have to use their recall, so you got to be careful if you're Fiddy. You're already half health. You're finding yourself a little bit out of position as you jump in. A beautiful dive onto TSU Walker, though, and use the DM to help get them out into a reposition. Fiddy will not be found as Milk is going to go down. A beautiful start by Naur him.
Yeah, those fake plays are so available here from the Tracer, and that's what I was kind of pointing out here. I thought Fiddy would have a heyday here, where you're blinking, you got the recall in right spots where you can swing around a building that quickly, and that's what we saw certainly here. This one is magically will follow and complete the rest of the kills around in that first fight to wipe, and it now be able to march forward. He said first battle is ever so important. Obviously, it's not the end-all be-all, but now him is in a good spot now.
Looks like we're going to be getting a technical pause here, as it looks like TSU Walker had crashed. So we're going to have a little bit of time to dissect what we're seeing here right off rip. You got to be careful. Fiddy almost having their ultimate right off rip. It looks like there's a little bit of confusion, but we will clear that up. But as we move forward, Fiddy, phenomenal start to this game after what's his name? TSU Walker absolutely shut you down the last point. They did a focal point of just make sure TSU is jumped. You got to send all the resources, get them out of the game. And
that's right.
Literally, they crashed his computer with how much they just overloaded it, with how quickly they jumped them.
Get him literally out of the lobby. That's the only way that we're gonna go. No, that's right. TSU Walker has been effective. I knew Fitty would have a good time here as well, but it obviously takes everybody at the end of the day to be able to kind of put something together like this. Magically, of course, with the Diva has certainly been a nuisance as well. It's been right up in your face and was a part of that whole sequence thing as well. So we'll see if they kind of get back to this one as we cook back into this map and see that the push has already reached the checkpoint here for Now We're Him.
Yeah, and that's just off of the staggers, off of the last fight too. They had two, after they had captured the point, had moved it a little bit. Now We're Him found another 2 picks. And with that, that's the entire first point ended. Fitty has their ultimate, looking for something here, as both teams are just trying to fight for this middle control. It's going to be a little bit tough for them as Milk is Fake is going to go down quickly. Another great jump. Not in the Nemesis form, able to take him down. Looking for the follow-ups all the way around. But a couple of trades won't matter. It's going to go in their favor. Now We're Him, another fight win.
Just not enough push to be able to get up on the high ground, it feels like, in my opinion. You know, you have the Sojourn who can get up in a hurry there. Jackson was up top, although he will lose his life here. Magically was able to kind of chase them down too. And TSU Walker, they might be in the lobby again, but they're being chased out by Magically as they push. It continues here. We're already up to 85 meters here, so the push needs to come quick and pretty heavy here. It seems like Dreamland almost in a must-win fight here this time around.
They want to keep the pressure on, so they're starting off ults early. Milk is Fake is low, gonna be found. Jackson finds 3. Can they keep going? Jackson is just taking down the lobby. Call him the Jackson 5 with a 5-piece there.
Well said, my friend. Well said, my friend. Obviously, you saw Hypno come in there and secure one of the kills, but honestly, like, Jackson had done enough of the work for it to justify it. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic. Now you thought that last one was a must-win exchange there from Dreamland. This is the one that will really count, as they'll drop the beat first to kick it off.
Beat drop comes in, but it will not be in time to save TSU Walker, as a great dive there was able to eliminate him early on. And now Jackson popping their ultimate, trying to find one. Consequence on the flank, able to find one. It's just 3 picks early on. This could be it. And Now We're Him said, yeah, let's lock in for this last one. Magically sprinting to the doors, making sure no one can come out. No high noons available. Just trying to block them. Ultimate down. That should be it. GG's to Now We're Him, just dominating game number 4.
Jumping out, crashing games, all the above. What a sustained effort from start to finish. Didn't lose a single exchange, and Jackson absolutely popping off. But you know that's already the Jackson 5, as you had cleverly called out a little bit earlier. Insane work there. Overclock was in hand, but they already had 3 in pocket before even dropping it. I mean, that is unreal how you're able to get that much value and still be able to do it. Your champions now are Now We're Him after winning this finals by the count of 3-1. What an effort here. What a full tournament performance from Now We're Him. Well done. Dreamland pushed back, man. On that flashpoint looked good, but still that momentum stopped in its track there in the push map as well.
And that's just there's levels to this. And that is the levels of Now We're Him got slapped on flashpoint. And then they took that minute break, was able to reset themselves, and just remembered, they're like, hey, just come out, put your foot on the gas, and they didn't take it off. They won fight after fight, stagger after stagger. They didn't let Dream get anywhere comfortable in that entire final. I don't even want to call it multiple fights. It was just constant action, as even after a fight had ended, Magically had pushed up, able to find another stagger. It was just kept happening over and over again. They just kept the pedal to the metal. It was phenomenal work.
Yeah, again, we've said it over and over again, but this is the importance of the high ground. You know, when they were able to swing it to building, and then they were up there in a hurry. Like you had the Sojourn, you had the Diva, where even when they did get knocked off a couple of times, they're able to just storm right back up where they were. They trusted in their supports to be able to put them back up top, and it was all history from there. One last look at the bracket here for Overwatch to see how we got to the finals. Again, it's not we're him with the championship. They'll be walking away with $700. But of course, Dreamland not empty-handed either, as they will walk away with 300 of their own. They were able to take that one map, as we mentioned there at Shiravasa, there on Flashpoints. But now we're him, just almost as perfect as it gets there. I mean, 2-0, 2-0, 3-1, surrendered the one to Dreamland. How about the effort from Dreamland as well, taking out the 2 seed to get there in the first place as well?
Unbelievable stuff. It was a reverse sweep. Clavicle took down the first map. Dreamland came back. And I honestly thought we might have seen a similar situation and put them into map 5. Dreamland came out strong in game number 3. Game number 4, just a little bit flat-footed, but incredible stuff. And as you said, led by a freshman. The freshman stepped up and made huge plays throughout it. So I know, as I said before, there's going to be a bunch of notes taken. I know me mentally, I have a lot that I'm looking forward to in the future from all of these players that we had seen, as we saw not only graduating talent, but rising talent as well.
Oh, 100%, man. Everybody who was here and active, and it showed up today. It was every single match was incredible, down to a science as far as what you look for in these series. Like, everything was close, and I'm gonna give college coaches number 1 data to go off of. So again, thank you to Omnic AI for being able to support in this partnership, the strategic partnership with Stay Plugged In. So you'll have that. Of course, you would get to see exactly, look back on the VODs and see how everything developed. The B stream matches were just as close, which is incredible. So we just got a whole performance from top to bottom. And I got to ask you, as a collegiate representative, what were some of the things that you did see from some of the players? What were some of the standout performances? What were some of the things that you were looking for? And was it worth it at the end of the day? What's your thoughts?
Unbelievably worth it. I had a lot of fun, me personally, being a part of it. And then on top of it, me personally, I enjoyed just seeing the mental fortitude by some of these players. You saw 2 games on paper that if you told me beforehand that these were going to happen for the championships, I would have said, like, this honestly probably should not be close. You had on Rocket League a pro player on one side pushed to game 7. On the other side, you had a bunch of top 50 players against a Master 1 average team. Dreamland came to play. They put up fights. They showed a lot of resiliency, a lot of toughness, a lot of great plays. This is great stuff to be seeing from high school students. They are showing toughness, they are showing mental fortitude, and they're showing that even though their rank may be higher, they may be further than where they are right now, it doesn't mean that they're not capable of playing up to them as well. You saw a lot of players playing up to different skill ranges, and it's incredible stuff as a college representative that this is what you want to see. You want to see people who are in awkward situations that need to step up and hit home runs. And it was dinger after dinger after dinger with every game.
It was 100%. Everybody stepped up. Everybody ready to play. Everybody showcasing themselves in all the right ways. Plus, of course, being able to connect with the colleges in the first place, with the college fair that happened on both days, that virtual, opportunity for these students to be able to connect with it. I mean, everything from A to Z was incredible. And we get to do it all again next weekend as well. Valorant and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be going down next weekend. Same place, same time, of course. 2 p.m. will be the start time on next Saturday for those 2 titles, and we get to run it back here with the colleges able to kind of pick up on those game titles, 2 of the hottest ones around the circuit, just like we saw on the collegiate circuit with Rocket League and Overwatch 2 as well. A big thank you goes out to everybody behind the scenes, whether it be the production team, but also a big thank you to all the parents we saw in chat, also the parents who swung by and didn't say hello. Also, a big thank you to you, the students that make this up, the colleges that came through in order to support as well. That was a big thank you to all of you, and big giving these students a reason to push and showcase themselves at the end of the day. It was a fantastic job across the rip. So that being said, a great and productive weekend here on the Rocket League and Overwatch time, and it will be Valorant and Super Smash Bros. Next weekend. We will see you next time. Take care, everybody, and good night.
Omnic AI is empowering thousands of gamers every day to game smarter with AI. Our platform Omnic Forge uses computer vision, just like a self-driving car, to analyze on-screen elements in your matches to provide tailored insights and data analytics, helping you improve. By extracting all the information directly from your gameplay, Omnic Forge operates independently of developer APIs and is available 24/7 for gamers of any skill level. Simply connect your stream, paste a link, or upload your gameplay to receive a detailed post-match analysis. This includes the Forge player card, highlight reel, AI game summary, coaching insights, aim analysis, round-by-round breakdowns, win rate data, and more. Omnic Forge currently supports Fortnite, Valorant, Overwatch 2, and Rocket League. Go to forge.omnic.ai today.